Welcome to the Mindset Architect Podcast, where it's all about creating the life you want, the business you want, and making a real difference. Join us in unlocking the code to true success. And now your host, Tony Caliendo, Master Coach with Rethink Coaching.
Welcome to the Mindset Architect Podcast, episode number 78. I'm Tony Caliendo, Master Coach here at Rethink Coaching. And as always, I want to start by thanking you for your time. Time is our most valuable asset, and the fact that you're willing to share your time with me in this podcast truly does mean a lot. So thank you so much for being here. The topic of today's conversation is one that may take you a moment to process and to realize the power of. And I want to talk about how less can be the great multiplier of more. And I want you to hear that again. Less is the great multiplier to more. And I'm going to talk to you about 5 concepts of it, but I really want you to just sit with that for a minute and think about how awesome it would be to do less or to focus on less and to create the space to receive more. So many of us are in a space of collecting, and consumerism is an example of it. We gather, we buy all this stuff that we think we need. And honestly, I think back to simpler times when we didn't have access to so many things and we just had to figure it out with less. We actually lived a better and a different life. So less can be your great multiplier more. And I want to talk a little bit about that. First, I want to talk about the number one thing about less being the great multiplier is there is a paradox of simplicity. And I want to share with you that simplifying your business and life can lead to greater abundance. Reducing clutter that may exist both in your mind and physical existence can actually allow for greater clarity and focus. So I want you to think about something. A lot of times when we are entrepreneurs, so real estate agents, entrepreneurs in whatever industry that you're in, we like to have a lot of things going on because it makes us feel super busy and productive. And the reality is it's a lot of clutter. And a lot of the busyness of the projects, a lot of the busyness of the commitments that we make are actually hindering our attention to the projects of higher quality that net us the greatest results possible. So take a moment and assess in your business, where is there clutter? Where is there excess? Where are there things that really aren't producing the results that I thought they would, that if I let them go, I could turn my attention to the activities that are creating the results that I want, that are giving me the greatest return on investment on my time, that are allowing me to move quicker into the goal and to accumulate the results that I'm actually looking for. I think about this simplifying and decluttering a little bit like a sponge. And I just want you to think about this visual for a second. If we put a dry sponge in the sink, and we turn the faucet on, and the water is dripping, the sponge is going to absorb as much as it possibly can, and it will reach a saturation point where the water that is coming down and landing on the sponge can no longer be absorbed by the sponge, but it's being repelled. The water is bouncing off. You can see it running off of the sponge. The sponge cannot take any more water. And it isn't until we pick up the sponge and we wring it out that we create the space to receive more. And in that more could be the solution, the answer, the way forward that you've been looking for. But because you've stayed in a saturated state, you're repelling your greatest potential. That's where simplifying and decluttering on a mental basis can allow for more to come. And even think about it this way. So let's say I realized that I had 6 different lead generation projects going on, and only really 3 are producing any substantial results, but I'm busying myself with these other 3 that aren't really doing anything. If I wring it out and got rid of those 3, what I might be able to absorb coming in are new ways, new tactics to enhance the 3 that are already working. But if I don't clear the space, I can't take on any more. And I'm going to be maxed out at what I can do given the projects that I'm working on. So I want you to really think about the paradox of simplicity, that decluttering mentally can be one of the biggest gifts that you can give yourself to experience less, declutter, and receive more, because you're able to bring in the specific data, skills, learnings that will actually move you forward. So that's one of the benefits of this simplicity. Number 2 thing I want you to think about is quality over quantity. I think we're just really in a space that we do collect a lot and we move at a really frantic pace. A lot of stuff is instant. I've talked about this in other podcasts. Things we expect instant recognition, instant rewards, instant, Amazon Prime, texting, we can get immediate results, direct messaging, we can get immediate results. There's a lot of ways that we busy ourselves and fill it up with quantity. Like I do a lot of stuff versus high quality activity that's going to net me the greatest result. It's going to get me the greatest experiences, the greatest relationships, the greatest results when I focus on quality versus quantity. Quantity is really a massive distractor. And I've seen this with clients that will come into my practice where we assess what they're doing to generate leads, to build their business. And I am overwhelmed just hearing them share all of the things that they're doing. And when we take a moment and really break those down, 9 times out of 10, 2 or 3 of those activities out of the 15 that they listed are the true drivers of success. That's where the real quality lies, in this person's ability to convert sales at a high level. The others are just distractions. The others, I view the others as an excuse to do something different, an excuse to get out of the monotonous boredom that focusing on those high quality might create for you. And it is just a really fun way for your brain to distract you. So think about quality over quantity. What are the things that you can do at a really high level, high quality, high return, that if you let go of the quantity portion of the other busy work, you could see your results go up and yourself moving towards your goal quicker. So pay close attention to quality over quantity. Number 3 thing that I would invite you to do is find focus and clarity. And this kind of goes hand in hand with quality. We sometimes set these goals in all of these areas of our life, and we are just running like crazy to hopefully touch on one of these goals. And we have a lot of misdirected energy, a lot of misdirected activity because we lack focus and we lack clarity. But when you can really narrow down through focus and clarity your goals and your responsibilities, you can really enhance your productivity and effectiveness. So I just was having a conversation today with one of my clients, and they are doing so many activities that they don't need to do, that they could leverage off to one of their administrative support team members because they've lost their focus. They've lost their clarity. They've widened their berth of responsibility. When we narrow it down and we get clarity and clear focus, and we narrow down what our goal is and what our responsibilities are, it will 100% enhance your productivity and your effectiveness. One of the things that I do personally to make sure that I am staying focused and clear is I do a brain dump every day of all of the activities that I think I need to do. And one of the sweeps that I make is to go through and identify things that need to be done, but I don't need to do it. And I get those off of my plate as quickly as I can, because a lot of the times there are things that I can do quickly and easily and get a little dopamine bump. Oh my gosh, I got all this stuff done, but I'm really focused on the wrong thing, and it's the distraction. So that's one of the first things that I will do on a really busy day is just dump everything out that I need to do and go through and immediately identify what needs to be done, but could be done by somebody other than me, and offload that, because that narrows my focus. That really highlights my clarity. And that really does allow me to enhance my productivity and my effectiveness. And that's what we're after. I mean, that's one of the biggest gifts that you can give yourself in doing less and getting more. When I let go of all of those activities, I'm actually doing less, but my focus and my clarity will allow me to actually receive more. And to me, that's incredibly exciting to be able to see that happen, to unburden myself of activities that I don't need to do and do less and actually get better results. Number 4, there is an impact on your overall well-being when you focus on less. When you do these activities of offloading what you don't need to do, of focusing on your specific goals and have clarity, on simplifying, on quality over quantity, there is such a gift that you give to your overall well-being when you do this focus on less. And it really is mental and emotional benefit of embracing the less than, or less is more philosophy, because it will reduce your stress. It will increase your mindfulness. It will give you a greater sense of peace. I know when I do this, because I am going to be really transparent. Most of us as entrepreneurs are drivers, and we have this thought that nobody can do it as good as we can. Or we have a thought that it's going to take me so long to explain how to do this to this person that I might as well just do it myself. And we hold on to a lot of stuff that we don't need to be doing. When I gave myself some grace and started to let these things go and realize, as long as that person got it done, and maybe they did it differently than I did, but we got the same result, who cares? In letting it go, I had an immediate sense of peace, because I let go of that stress of all of this stuff and embraced the fact that I had less to do on my list. And I was actually producing more. And that sense of peace by doing that is just really something that you need to experience. So there is going to be an impact on your well-being when you embrace less is more. And lastly, the 5th thing that I want to talk about is when you do that, when you let things go through the 4 steps that we talked about, you're really creating the space for new opportunities. When we stay in this state of doing more, doing more, doing more, doing more, and not getting more, we're blocking awareness of different opportunities that are available to us. And when you release the more and you embrace this philosophy of less, it's wringing out the sponge. It's letting the water go out of that sponge so you can create the space for new opportunity. I mean, what if now the opportunity is warm water? What if now the opportunity is purified water? What if now you're missing opportunities until you embrace this philosophy of less? And you really do lean into and you trust that less is the great multiplier to more. Living in this space of, creation, right? And experiencing different opportunities is such an incredible way to catapult your business. And sometimes those new opportunities aren't having you do something different. They're enhancements to, or tweaks to, or different techniques to create the space for you to get more just through the activities that you're already doing. So letting go of those unnecessary things lead to amazing opportunities and innovation. And I think that's really a key factor here, because a lot of times when we're bogged down in the more, once we let that go, we actually can assess what we're doing and innovate new ways of doing these activities that are tried and true that can even be better than what you're doing. So don't think about less as scarcity. Think about less as clearing your plate, clearing the path to your true future, because you're getting rid of the excess. you're shedding it. It's like losing weight. You're shedding that extra weight, which allows you to be healthier, allows you to perform at a higher level, impacts your mental clarity, impacts your physical abilities to move differently. Really think about this, the same thing that we're doing when we embrace less. You're releasing the extra weight that's holding you back from greatness. So think about those 5 things. Think about where you are and allow yourself to lean into the belief and the trust that less is the multiplier to more. So, number 1, embrace the paradox of simplicity. Declutter your mind, clear it out, allow space. Quality over quantity. Number 2, focus on high quality activities. Let go of the more that's not serving you. Let it go because it's just quantity blocking your way. Number 3, find your focus and your clarity. When you offload stuff that needs to be done that you don't need to do, it allows you greater focus and clarity on the activities that you can do that will move you towards that goal. Number 4, be ready for the impact it's going to have on your overall well-being. It's amazing the sense of peace and that what it can bring to you in terms of stress release, increased mindfulness, greater sense of peace. Those are the 5 biggest gifts I can give to you about learning the gift of less is more. If you have any questions about this, as always, please feel free to reach out to me, Tony@rethinkcoaching.com. It's my email, super easy way to get a hold of me. You can find me on all of the social media outlets, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok. You can go to our website, rethinkcoaching.com, fill out the little pop-up box with your name and contact information, and it will allow you to register for a free 1-hour strategy call with me. I would love, as we move through this year, and I believe this year is going to be a much different year than 2024 was, that you embrace this concept of less and create the space for you to receive more in a way that you never even imagined was possible. All right, team, thanks for being here. We will talk to you in a week. If you enjoyed listening to this podcast, you must come check out the Mindset Architect Group Coaching Program. It's our monthly program where we explore the power of your mindset, help you identify what you truly want in business and life, and then help you reach those goals. Come check us out at rethinkcoaching.com/group-program. That's rethinkcoaching.com/group-program. We'll see you there.